welcome back to the channel. I'm back at my house. Didn't want to go to the shop today after this. I've been working there a lot, and after this, I mean, grabbing all this stuff at Sunday Salvage Sales. I've been working there a lot, and I hadn't eaten. I wanted to come home. My dog wasn't feeling good. So I came home, but I'll be back there all day tomorrow because I am having a little party, super soft grand opening party this Saturday. So I guess for like 5 or 6 days to try and get the place a little more clean and organized. Probably put it off for another couple of weeks, but then we'll be into Thanksgiving and December, and might as well do it now. Maybe some people will come buy some of my junk, and maybe some people will come, make appointments to have me braise some stuff on their bikes. I think I'm at a point where I'm ready to do that. So I didn't really get anything else this week. I've just been at the shop working on stuff. Went to the old community cycling center. There wasn't a lot of new stuff. I dug around a bunch. I got a few things. I got this big, ugly white handlebar. It is a Spank something or other handlebar. I don't know, I really can't read the weird blurry silver writing. It's a Spank bar, it's a riser bar, it's white. I don't know, someone will want it. Spank's cool stuff. Towards the end, I was just sort of standing around and looking, and these forks were sitting around in different parts of the shop. There's stuff everywhere. I thought there might be people's piles. I grabbed this fork first. It is like nothing special. It's Sevia, so nothing special, but it's got, I guess that's post mount now is what they call that. Disc brake tab, and it's all bent. I'm like making sure it's bent to be aligned and not bent because it's bent. But it's got lowrider eyelets. It's got double dropout eyelets. It's 1/8" threadless. It's got under fork crown. Like, this is a pretty cool fork for being all modern and ugly, but that's what the kids are into now. Later on, we were standing around and this was just sitting there. And I asked if it was at the Centerways pile, and no one said anything. It is, it's got the cheap generic warning sticker. So it looks like a kind of generic-y rip-off of a salsa fork. It's got some UHCW1, I don't know, some logo. I believe it's 29, but it's discs. This is really great for suspension correcting old mountain bike frames if you want to get rid of the shock fork and make them rideable. It's a little taller for the 700C wheel. It's got the ISO disc mount. It's got rack tabs on the back of the fork. It's the thing people are doing now. I don't know why. It's got dropouts with fender eyelets. It's got rack tabs up on the top. I would have put mine on the front or on the sides, but whatever. I don't think it's been cut, but not very much. It's still pretty long. Get this in a pretty decent size frame. So I grabbed it, I don't know, take these and check them and see if they're aligned or whatever, put prices on them and put them out at my sale. Let's see, there wasn't really a lot out. Oh boy, look at this stuff. Dumpster Dave showed up and he went and got like a free box full of parts. He asked if I wanted any of them, and I said sure. Most of it was not interesting to me, but this is a carbon fiber. It's definitely been over tightened in a seat. I don't know. Someone will want it, or I'll use it as a dummy seat post for putting frames in and out of the jigs and stands and stuff. Composite, tune, compliance, concept, BMC, whatever that is. 27.2 Crayon fiber seat post. Cool. It's cool. Carl, he's been moving and he's been cleaning out his house. He brought over a bunch of free boxes from his place. There was one 9-speed Ultegra front derailleur in there. I grabbed it. It's a little dirty. It's maybe a little bit crusty, but it's got all the bolts and all the parts, and it's 9-speed Ultegra. There's also this one XT 8-speed triple front derailleur. It is missing the bolt and the pinch bolt hardware and stuff. I will probably end up stealing those off, a lesser derailleur. I have a bunch of these XT 8 speeds so I can see exactly what the bolts look like and whatnot. There's also this bottom right. There's another one that was missing the cup, so I didn't grab it. There's this one. I don't know nothing about it, but it's a Token high rolling bike bottom bracket with, there's some info. I was like, why? There's no info at all. 68 by 108 ceramic bearings, alloy cups, BSA. God, I wish it was Italian. ISIS drive. So it's really light. It's horrifically light. Like, if this thing said it was, it's so light. If this thing said it was Thai, I would buy it. Or believe it. 108. But it is axle titanium, body carbon, cups alloy. So that's cool. I mean, it looks a little rough. It's got spacers and plumber's tape all over it, and who knows why what. But whatever, it's like used in the box, carbon fiber with all the labely stuff. I might use this on something. ISIS. And I believe ISIS is different from Shimano's Octolink, so that was something I can use. Maybe the internet will hear. There's this random big cheese. This might be new. It has a price tag on it. Maybe it's used. It's dirty. It's in the shop. But it's like a bolt-on BMX style convert your bike to V-brake or canny brake. It's kind of cool. Silver. I don't know. DNA. I'll put it on eBay. Someone might want it. Another one of these. These keep popping up all over the place. These new old stock Electra stainless steel toe cages with the leather little strappy dudes. I bought a few. I've sold a couple on eBay. I've sold a couple at swap meets. They're not in high demand or anything, but what else? Yeah, I was digging around out of boredom. There's one seat post. It's a cheap heavy Callan 27.2. It's got a label right on it. I'm going to use this at the shop. Just for moving frames around, hanging in frames, keep the top of the lug from getting dinged or dented. I often take these cheap old seat posts and cut them to little bits and stick them inside the seat tube as well to keep the lug from getting damaged in shipping. So picking up a few crappy 27.2 posts is totes legit. A kid found a really cool carbon bar they brought out. Like they have all the bins out, but they haven't processed any of the stuff yet, so they bring out like fresh bins, and they're too lazy to go through them, which is a shame because there's a bunch of stuff in there they should keep to themselves all the time. I get good stuff all the time. Found some carbon bars with this tiny race face stem, but then he was all weird about it and didn't want the race face stem. This is a kid, he's weird about stuff. He's got weird ideas. So give me this race face stem. It is super short and a little bit upright. This is what everybody wants. It's a little ugly and weird and says race face, but sometimes people buy these race face stems for me, the longer ones, but these short ones, this should get grabbed up. I think somebody's gonna be into that. It was cassette day, so the only thing they really brought out that was new was a big old bin of cassettes. I didn't even look at half the other stuff yet. And so I grabbed them. This one says used cassette, $30, 10-speed MTB, originate. This, I could be wrong because the bag's a little old and dirty, but man, this thing does not look used to me. It looks brand new, or it was cleaned really well in a parts washer. So this might be a nice big 1134. It says DNP on it, so no, this bag's definitely not the right thing. 7. I don't know, it's still 10 speed and it's still a big cassette. I'll have to open it up and see. Well, why don't we just do that right now? Because I'll lose all the parts. Don't lose the parts. Let's open it up and take a look. It's not super bright in here. Man, this thing is so clean. There's not one speck of dirt. I can see the casting mark on the teeth. This is a brand new cassette. Okay. Brand new 10-speed cassette. Cool with me. I'll use that for a project. It was also, this is a titanium this is an Ultegra. And just a used Ultegra cassette. It's pretty clean. I was kind of looking at these. I really don't like used cassettes. I think they all skip. I think they're all worn out and come off a bike for a reason. But some of these look like they were pretty good. Like the top 3 cogs look like they've never had a chain on them. Maybe 1 or 2 of the cogs is worn. I don't know. It's hard for me to tell with cassettes. I'm more of a freewheel guy. But a little Ultegra freewheel or cassette. This is clearly a brand new SRAM 1070 cassette. It is on the thing. It is clean. I can see in here the casting marks on every single tooth. The PG 1070 is like a $100 cassette. So when I have my rando bike and I, oh, that's weird. Oh, here's some weirdness. It's a 1070. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The smallest cog says 9-speed, 9S, 11 tooth. Okay. Oh, and then, oh. This whole thing's like missing a row of teeth all the way up. I wonder if this is something weird. It's definitely 10 speed, but it's got 9 speedy stuff. It's 1123. It's so weird. It's like, oh, there's a broken off tooth, but no, it's all the way up the spline. It's probably to aid in shifting. Maybe it's an early weird one. Shimano did very bizarre 10-speed cassette bodies early on. I almost wonder if this maybe is for something dumb and weird. It looks normal. I don't know. It's weird, it's small, it's racy, it's weird. But it was brand new, I had to grab it. Here is another Ultegra cassette, 10-speed. Kind of the same thing. It's hard to tell with the dirt and the light. It's got this dark gray sort of finish. It could be totally worn out. It could have a couple worn out cogs. It could be totally fine. Here's another big one. I cannot read that. SRAM PG 1070 again. This is a huge one. Like 1136. It is really dirty. But like I said, I've collected random parts for these. I'll grab any one. I might want the spacers off to make one, so I'm using a mismatching cogs and stuff, so it's real dirty. I might give it a clean and see if the teeth are worn out. It might get totally recycled. If it's clean, I might try it on my rando bike. Here is another SRAM PG 1070. It's also a huge mountain bike one. I like this cassette 'cause it's got the big alloy spider at the 4 rings, so it's technically kind of light for a big cassette. It's got the alloy lock ring. This one's also pretty dirty, can't really tell. Here's another one. This is a Shimano 6700 Ultegra 10-speed. 10-speed, 1228. Yeah, some of the smallish teeth look pretty heavily worn. They all might be. The light's bad in there. The light's bad in here, so I can't really tell. Some of these will probably just go right in the recycling. He's trying to charge me a bunch of money for them. I'm like, ugh. Told me I was shady. I'm like, I'm not shady. I'm cheap. Everyone likes dealing with me. I'm as honest as possible about stuff and try and be super fair. Try not to overcharge people or selling stuff they can't use. Here's another PG 1070. It's a smaller road one. Those upper 3 cogs. Oh, wow. Maybe this one might be worn, but God, most of them look like they've never had a chain on them. So that's what I'm kind of saying. Like this one cog has a bunch of wear. One next to it has some, but not too much. I don't even know if this is too much to skip. People will get on their bike and they just don't shift. They'll be in this one cog for, 90% of their miles. And it's like, oh, it's skipping, you're not holding gear. Like, it's just because you don't shift. You need to shift, spread the wear. Make it easier to go up and down hills and things. So that's why I grab them all, because that really might come in handy. Maybe I'll use every cog off that except for that one, and that one off a different one. Here is another Altegra 6700 10-speed. Couldn't help it. They have the alloy spider. They say Altegra on them. People will probably buy these off eBay. Yeah, this one looks really good too. I'm really looking right where the chain rubs the tooth, and I'm looking for those casting marks from the factory. As the chain rolls over, it polishes away that casting mark and makes it all polished and smooth and shiny, and then does up over the tip, and then I think they skip. At least that's how you tell on freewheels. And this one has casting marks on every single tooth. This one might be actually nice. Here's another PG 1070. It was PG 1070 day. I grabbed a few of them there randomly, but. And this one's showing quite a bit of wear on those upper cogs. And not so much in the middle. The middle and the lower ones look super, super not touched by chain. So these top three ones are dead. Like some of those other ones are just the middle ones, so I can steal the top three and mix and match and make some $100 cassettes for basically, 10 or $15 for what I paid for this junk. Here's another one. This one's a 105 cassette, 10-speed. Yeah, these upper three are like brand new. The middle ones are real dirty. Can't tell. The lower ones kind of like they've never been touched. There's probably the 3 or 4 in the middle. Took all the miles. I'll have to clean to see if it seems usable or not. And the last PG 1070. I almost got a Dura-Ace one, but I think I was looking at it and it was like clearly worn out. This is like a nicer, more mid-size, more like a 28 tooth, like a big road bike or long cage derailleur. Oh, and these top three look brand new. That one looks brand new. Brand new. Brand new, brand new, brand new. So this cassette looks like it has like 0 or very, very, very low miles on it. So that's a real good score. I got a couple of just outer rings. Again, I try and grab these. I'm always getting like new old stock cassettes in the box or free ones, 8-speed. And they're always like missing. These guys just float around in the box usually. They're just like missing. So they're missing this and the little cassette lock ring. And the rest of the cassette, the other 7 cogs are all riveted on and work perfect. Inside the bottom of one of those boxes they look at, there's one headset spacer, one weird knob. I don't know, I grabbed it, maybe for a tool or something. And a pair and a half of shims. I grabbed them all. This one looks bent and mangled to me. This one's a 2060 to 31.8. It is definitely bent and mangled. Someone did something weird. But this is 22.2 to 31.8 problem solver shim. So this is a very popular shim. A lot of the modern bars and all the handmade bars, the kids are bending up themselves like Doom bars and stuff. They're all 22.2. They don't have like the fancy machine to blow out the center or do whatever. And most stems are 31.8 because it's the modern size. So 22.2 to 31.8 is a real good size that the kids are looking for. So that's actually pretty exciting. I dug around and found these 2 chain rings that I hadn't seen before and are clearly brand new. They're a little dirty. There is no scuffs. There's no chain grab on the back or chain rub. This one's clearly been on a bike. It's a takeoff, but the teeth look like they've never had a chain on it. It's a 5-bolt. It says 48 tooth triple. It's probably 110, but it might be something different. Here's a 4-bolt. It's a Mega 9. This gray color, I'm going to say it's probably DRLX. SGX 44 tooth outer, same thing. Not a shift mark, chain wear anywhere. It looks pretty dang good. It looks like it has 0 wear on the teeth, like essentially take off. And I was digging through the bars, but who needs drop bars, but whatever. But I saw this one. This looks to me, oh, it's definitely been bolted on a bike. He's like, oh, it's a new old stock bar. It has not. It's been bolted onto a bike. It might be a takeoff, but it's in the packaging, so I don't know. Newton Data Element 7075 T6 31.7. That's not helpful. Bar is supposed to be 31.8. Triple butted, made in Italy. Trying to see if it's got the size on there. Not that I can read. 42 PT. So maybe this is a 42 centimeter and it's in a package for a 44 centimeters. Maybe somebody bought it and then took this off and upsized it, put the old packaging over the new bar, because for some reason home bike mechanics just love to do that. Just love to mislabel things and then save them when they think they're new or whatever. Whatever, it's in good shape. It's an aluminum bar in the bag. It's cool. It's the wrong bag. Whatevs. They brought this stand and they threw it in the metal recycling because I didn't know what it was or how to use it. I was trying to explain to them how to use it and they just couldn't get it through their head. The Spin Doctor stand, I am 99% sure that this is for a bike with wheels, and your seat stay rests here and your chain stay rests here. The bike sits on the wheels and this just sort of grabs the base of the rear triangle. No matter how many times I tried to explain to people, all they kept doing was grabbing frames that didn't have wheels and trying to stick the bottom bracket or down tube on here. I'm like, nope, it's for chainstay seat stay. I said the word chainstay seat stay 40 times, no one could get it. Then they threw it in the free box because it was too confusing. So I went ahead and grabbed it, and I've been putting a bunch of wheels, my little wheel stands like this, and a bunch of wheels up in the loft area of my shop to get them out of the way. I don't have hooks. So I have a shelf there with stuff hanging, from hooks on the bottom of the shelf and just setting wheels and boxes on top. So I'll go put this up there and put a whole bike up there or a frame or something. This will hopefully keep it from falling over. Maybe I'll tie a little piece of string, screw it into the wood or something too. Whatever, another free stand. Moved out the free boxes, I was loading my car, so I walked back over and grabbed it. Someone else asked about the eBay stuff because they're suspended their eBay account. They fired their eBay guy and trying to figure out what to do, and I keep offering to fix it for them. They want me to come in and work as an employee for $20 an hour and make them $100K a year on eBay or more. And I keep being like, no. But I did write up a proposal on restructuring their eBay and training someone on how to do it. And they said they couldn't afford to pay me for that. I'm like, the shop is so big and they have so many donations, they could make $500,000 to $1 million a year on just eBay if they had a competent, dedicated person. I'm like, I will pick the person, I will hire them. It's like, no, we don't need somebody to just put stuff on eBay. We need somebody to clean the bikes and tear them down, knows what they're doing. I'm like, if you hire a bike nerd to put stuff on eBay, they're going to overprice everything, nothing's going to sell, they're going to be picky, they're going to think that junk is worth money. You need to let the mechanics all have eBay boxes by the bikes they tear down by the donations. Let the mechanics throw what they think is good in and just have an eBay person who doesn't know anything about bikes. This person wants a job, who knows internet, knows marketing, knows how to take photographs and type up eBay listings. I even found someone who'd be perfect. Who's a nerd and dedicated and will do it all day long without getting too bored. I even wrote out the structure about how to structure your day for the eBay, how to organize everything, how to measure bike parts, how to find whatever relevant numbers, how to measure the things that are relevant for the listings, and how to structure your day so you don't go totally insane. Like pulling some stuff out and making some listings, pulling stuff out and packing and shipping, doing some photos, making some listings, so it doesn't get totally tedious and monotonous. So these cranks were there. I saw them on the table. I asked the guy I wanted eBay money for them. I said no. I asked again because I fired the guy. I'm like, hey, now that guy's not here. Do you care? You got these cranks? He's like, yeah, sure. He's like, what do you want for them? Like $70, which is ridiculous. It might not be that ridiculous, but they're missing the stickers and they're scruffy and they have the big dumb Criterium rings instead of the little Random Nerve rings that everybody actually wants. No one in the world is looking to run a 45-52 on these flimsy little rings, the big giant rings with a flimsy little bolt BCD. They want the compacts. The whole tiny BCD is all about. So I said, yeah, I'll give him 30. He said, cool. So 30 for this, and then you want to charge me. So I go, how about $80 for this stuff? I'm like, dude, I got a few used cassettes and a ton of stuff out of the free box. This is the lightest load I've ever got. He's like, you got some forks? I'm like, yeah, what do you charge for forks? $10 a piece? I'm like, come on, man. He said 80, and I said no. He said 75, and I said no. How about 70? He goes, okay. I still, with the cranks, I think that's a good deal. So I'm going to save these cranks for myself for my 1960 Allegro project. With all scruffy old beat up French stuff. But I still need to find the rings. Val Orange has a single 44, but that's too big. Gotta dig around. I'll come across some beater rings that are usable. That project's no rush at all. All I did is I got 5 or 6 used cassettes that are mostly probably recycling and stuff out of the free box, like 1 bar. It's like, ugh. So I kind of feel like I overpaid. Not really. It's good deals and stuff, but if 2 or 3 of those cassettes are in good shape, that'll really save me a bunch of time and money in the future. And those rings and these cranks, I mean, I can probably sell a few of these things, make my $80 back, and have a few things left. Not as good of a deal, but a pretty good deal. I'm more than happy, but you know, sometimes I get really good deals there. So when the deal's only like half good, you're like, ugh. I'm so broke from building my shop, and it seems like he's trying to get over $100 out of me no matter what now. He's always trying to charge me more than he charges other people, and sometimes in a good mood, and will charge me $30 or $40 for a whole bag, and I got a ton of good stuff in there. This time I'm like, I don't actually have that much good stuff in here. But this is all I got. The party is this Saturday, November 16th, noon to 6, open shop hours. I'm going to be making hot cocos and hot toddies and tea and probably get some snacks. So if you're in Portland and you want to swing by, come by for 5 minutes, come by for 5 hours, like whatever. Come hang out, look around, talk to people. I'm sure people will be chit-chatting. Look at my posts on Instagram if you want to like the address and how to get there and that kind of stuff. So thanks for watching.